Hi, Breakup Resilience, and I want to talk today about red flags. And basically not kidding yourself. I mean, we all do this. And if you're here watching this video, you're probably thinking that something's not quite right. You either have gone through a breakup, so you're dealing with the aftermath, or you're worried that a breakup is going to happen. You have to become prepared. You know, when I was a kid, I was a Boy Scout, and it's the motto of the Scouts is be prepared. And so then you need to know how to be prepared, because it's one thing knowing something's coming or feeling like something's coming, but then it's understanding how to deal with that and what your options are. So with red flags, you know, at least you know that something's coming. And red flags turn up in many different ways in a relationship with your girlfriend or partner. Normally, what comes up is things like disagreements. You don't see eye to eye on some very important values, perhaps, that you have. Now, everyone's got different values. So you obviously got to know what your values are. And if you don't know what your values are, then, well, write them. You know, get a pen and paper out, get your notebook out, get your phone out, whatever. What are your values? What are values? Well, values are things, characteristics, morals, rules that you live by, that you like. It's your likes and your dislikes. If your partner doesn't share the same values as you, then that's a big indication that you're probably not matching. And of course, whether that's a big problem or not is something that only you will know. But if it's a red flag, then it's a red flag. You see that your girlfriend or partner is emotionally unengaged. She's distant when you're in an interaction. You know, you can just see that something's not right. She's not laughing, she's not playing, she's kind of looking up and away, or you can just see something's not on, something's not right. Big red flag. Now, do you try and fix it? No, you don't try and fix it. I mean, you could maybe say what's up, and if she's like passive aggressive and like you know, nothing's wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it is up to her to tell you if something's wrong. It's her responsibility. If you've asked, you know, if you're not being angry at her, if you don't, you know, just don't get frustrated with her. But you know, there's only so much you can do, but it's a red flag. Yeah, red flag, a sign that things aren't going that well and that there's a possibility of a breakup. So be prepared. When you text, you don't get a response, or the frequency of the texting is off from what it is normally. So if she's she normally takes a day to get back to you, and she's taking 3 days, then that's a big red flag. What is she doing? Why is she being distant? Maybe she has got a good reason, but at the same time, still, you can sense something's not quite right. Now, of course, you don't want to get angry and flustered about it, but you do want to be prepared. How do you be prepared? Well, you start looking at other options. You start seeing, because at the end of the day, when a breakup happens, everyone has to go through the right process, the same process, and it depends on how much you engage with that process, the correct process. It's on how much action you take. It depends on how much action you take. It's how quickly you will recover. You know, if you go and start drinking like crazy, at any point in life, while you're in a relationship with a girl, she's not going to be so into that. And also, more to the point, your life isn't going to be so much into that, because you're just going to be wasting a lot of time and energy. Of course, partying is kind of fun, right? However, you know, the more hedonism you get involved with, the payoff is always going to be there. So, you know what I mean? So, okay, what I'm saying is, if a breakup hasn't happened yet, but there's red flags, you can put into play certain things which you would be putting into play after a breakup. You're just bringing them forward to the present moment more, if that makes sense. So you get involved in productive things, you get involved in work, your hobbies, exercise, going out with friends, talking to random people on the street, maybe girls. I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't have to talk to random people on the street, that sounds a bit weird. But, you know, just getting on with your life as you should be, and not focusing on her so much. If she's pulling back, then fine, let her pull back. But then you can let her come to you. And at the same time, just know, you know, it's a bit of a red flag. My preparation is I'm basically getting on with my life. And you can work out the system that there is to get on with your life. You know, you have different sections of life, like I said, exercising, work, purpose, hobbies, life. There's so much of it. Family, friends. Anyway, that's about that for red flags, and, you know, making sure that your life is always there, so you know you're prepared for the unexpected, or at least you know how to prepare when you think things are a bit off. You've always got something to fall back on, which is yourself, essentially your life, what you do, and that's fine.